I called Virginia Tech on Thursday night. Brent Pry is trying to build that program to get it back among the elite. And Mike Norvell, segue, is a guy that had to do that in his first couple of years at Florida State, where for a while it looked bleak. It looked really, really bad for Norvell. But little by little, patience won. He went to the portal, brought in Keon Coleman. Jordan Travis is one of the great leaders in college football. And he has the ACC and Florida State well positioned to get back into the college football playoff. And with what's going on at Clemson, 4-4 for the first time since 2010 or 2011, the ACC needs a team in. And now when you look across the country, SEC, barring an absolute collapse, they're getting one in, maybe two. The Big Ten, you could argue like last year that Ohio State and Michigan could get in. So that's at least two, maybe three. So where's that other playoff team come from? Florida State needs to keep winning. I had already touched on the Big 12's troubles. In the Pac-12, you would like to think either Oregon or Washington are getting in. But we're now getting to the point where if the chaos clips the right team, I find that this last month is going to be so fascinating. One of the best we've ever seen, because we've seen it from day one, how wide open this college football season is. Last Saturday in October, Oklahoma gets got. We've got 4 weeks of this thing left. What's in store for some of these teams that have been living dangerously? Ole Miss, by the way, 7-1, 4-1 in the league. You can't count them out of it. I mean, there are so many angles you could take with what's ahead in the finale of this college football season. I do want to bring up Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M. They took care of business against South Carolina 30-17. I know a lot of people after the game were all fired up about Jimbo saying we want to make it back to a bowl game again when they have SEC championship type talent. Look, the guy makes a lot of money. You can't fault him for that. They offered it. He signed it. Every single one of us would. The patience, I know, for Texas A&M people is wearing thin. But I'm going to give it a big but. You people say, when I say it takes time, you're like, well, he's been there 7-8 years. I get that. But it's not like Texas A&M waltzed into the Big Ten West and they're asking this guy to compete for playoff opportunities. He's going up against Alabama. He's going up against LSU. Ole Miss is on the up. Even Auburn at times during his tenure there was playing championship level football. Mississippi State under Mike Leach was never an easy out. Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin wasn't an easy out. Sam Pittman had it going for a minute at Arkansas. This is a tough division of college football. But I understand Jimbo Fisher wasn't paid the money he was paid to make bowl eligibility. Which, by the way, I find it absurd when you hear people say, well, we're bowl eligible. It takes 6 wins. Like, bowl eligibility now is 6 wins. That 6-6 is 500, which by definition is mediocre. So I get it. People not happy with A&M again. And Jimbo Fisher making a comment about bowl eligibility. You got to look big picture. The rest of the way for them. Big one next week at Ole Miss. That's another big game in the SEC. If I'm Lane Kiffin, you've got a better team this year, but that's a team you don't want to face in Texas A&M because you know what kind of talent they have. Then they've got Mississippi State, Abilene Christian, and LSU. If I look at this schedule, just based on looking at it, you got 2 more wins, Mississippi State, Abilene Christian, Ole Miss, LSU. That's a tough ask, 7-5. Is that going to be enough to get it done? I don't know. But why would you try to pay your $70 million to get out of this? Who's better? And we're going to start having those conversations over the next few months of coaches on the hot seat. If you're going to make a move and move on from your current head coach, think big picture. Who out there is better? I don't think Texas A&M should be in a position to want to move on from Jimbo Fisher. I just don't. He recruits at a high level. It's eventually going to come together. But again, he coaches in the toughest division in college football. And oh, by the way, Texas and Oklahoma are coming. It's going to be tougher. It's a fascinating time in college football. I can go an hour talking about where we are headed in this sport, but here's what I know we're headed right now. The first college football playoff rankings, the final month of the season. We're a Bloody Mary Sunday away from being able to give each other some therapy over another exciting college football Saturday. So if your team won, cheers, congratulations. If your team lost, have another one of these. but it was another remarkable day. Oh, one soapbox real quick before we get out of here. I would like the Heisman Trophy voters and the Heisman Trophy people to maybe once think outside the box, away from a team that's not undefeated or one loss, and look outside the quarterback picture for the Heisman Trophy. Because I am here to stump for Ollie Gordon II, the running back for Oklahoma State. Yesterday, 25 carries, 271 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The week before, I gave him a helmet sticker on College Football Final. He was over 260 and 4 touchdowns. The week before, he was over 260 all-purpose yards and a couple more touchdowns. He has single-handedly changed the course of Oklahoma State's season. So if you're a voter, if you're in the media like us, shine the spotlight on Ollie Gordon II. He will get it next week in Bedlam. I know quarterbacks are stars. I know quarterbacks get all the attention, but give him a look. Let's think outside the box, people. Let's give the pokes and let's give Ollie Gordon some Heisman Trophy love. If this is about the most outstanding player in college football, he is one of them. So cheers to Gordon. Cheers to Oklahoma State. Cheers to you.
Give me something I can feel. Like